Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Sonic Adventure. Last time we went through Ice Cap and we fought Knuckles and Chaos 4, and now we need to head over to Tails' workshop and track down the egg carrier. So let's do this.
Sonic! Wait here for a second!
So here's our first little sub-game. Pretty much this is a required thing, so it doesn't really feel like a sub-game. It feels more like just a new gameplay style and adventure, which, mind you, Sonic Adventure introduced a lot of these. So we have a spaceship shooting-like scene here where we're chasing down the egg carrier and shooting anything that comes near us. If you hold down the button here, A, B, X, Y, I think all of them pretty much do the same thing. Seems like it to me. But if you hold down the button, you get to charge up a laser, and that locks on the enemies, so that's the most preferred way of taking these things out. You just press the button and you'll shoot your little machine gun there, so that's better if they're close range to you, but just mostly stick to the laser. That'll do the most damage, and plus, you don't have to worry about just trying to aim with the little rapid fire gun here. It's kind of hard to aim with the little machine gun. Alright, Tails, pull up. Pull up. A little too close to the exhaust. Tails, a little too close to that exhaust there, Tails. You almost burned me. You're so lucky you're flying a plane right now. Because I would just imagine, what would Sonic do if Tails actually drove right into the exhaust fans there? Oh, they're not fans. What am I saying? I'm thinking computer logic there with exhaust fans, but no. What would happen if Tails just drove right into the fire there with the tornado? Pretty much burned Sonic and him alive. I always like to try to imagine what would happen there if Tails accidentally did that. But one thing you gotta note about this is if your health depletes all the way, you lose life and gotta start all this all over again. So try not to die in one of these segments, because this does take a while to do. You're on a set path. It's an on-rail shooter, so it takes a while for you to beat the level by itself. So yeah, just be careful not to die in these segments. Otherwise, you're gonna have to redo all this again, and that's not fun. Although this can be pretty enjoyable, it's not fun to do all the time. You actually have to do these flying segments twice in the game with Sonic, and then twice in the game with Tails, so when we get to these segments with Tails, I'm just gonna pretty much fast forward those and cut straight to the end of it, because really, it's the exact same thing as this. You just have Tails as the main character, not Sonic. Ah, direct hit. That figures. So, now we're going down. There goes Sonic's plane. Eggman had a pretty good aim there with that laser. It's like direct hit right in the wing, but yet he missed the front of the plane. Because if he hit Sonic and Tails direct, then no more worries.
Tails? Tails! You're not who I'm looking for. Oh, I wonder if he's okay.
One thing I want to note about that cutscene, and other cutscenes as well, it's kind of noticeable, but if you're playing the Dreamcast version, Sonic's eyes there pretty much act like a slot machine. It's pretty funny to look at. But we want to head over here, actually.
Sonic, wait up! Long time no see!
Amy!
What's wrong with you anyway? Listen, this birdie seems to be in trouble, so you need to be his bodyguard for a while.
You must be kidding!
If you don't, we're just gonna tag along anyway. I got up my map.
Oh, that figures. Of course we'll be running into Amy, the one person Sonic does not want to run into, so it's pretty much like we're babysitting, and of course they lock off the way. That's a shortcut for me. I don't know why they do that. Pretty much telling you, stay in Station Square, don't go anywhere else, but when they lock it off like that, it's kind of annoying because, well, that's a shortcut, here's in the main plaza. I would like to have that shortcut, but nope, gotta go the long way. First world problems.
Robots on the loose!
No problem! He's just a chunk of cheesy hardware.
Whoa!
Oh, now what? Huh?
Look here! It says, you touch it and freeze! Let's go!
Amy! Wait! Oh man! That girl is such a pain!
You see, Sonic, this is why you should just ran far away from Amy, because look what you're stuck doing now. Gotta play bumper cars here, and that's the only way we can get to the end, and of course I miss. Pretty much here, you need to attack one of these cars and then jump right into it. And we have a little go-kart-like little ramp here. Oh, not, why am I calling this a ramp? This is not a ramp. Am I blind? If you ram a car directly like that, you'll destroy it, even if you're going like 2 centimeters in front of you. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to say a speed limit, and somehow centimeters came up. But if you're going like, say, 1 mile an hour, you can still kill a car. It's pretty hilarious how that works, but yeah, you just gotta ram it directly, and you can do that the same for enemies, but as you saw there, I did get hit still, so you gotta still be careful. It's still pretty easy to get hit, and did I just get hit by one of the animal bubbles? What the heck? Didn't know that was even possible, but apparently it is. I didn't lose rings, but it's just like, at there's a wall. That's kind of weird. You got these little boost pads here for Sonic, so makes this go by a little faster. You can brake as well as let go of the acceleration button here, and that'll give you easier turning, so it's good for these sharp turns. Also, we got loop-de-loops! Loop-de-loop kart racing. Kind of reminds me of Mario Kart DS's Rainbow Road. I like that version of Rainbow Road. It's probably one of my favorite iterations, just because of all the crazy track design. And also, the track reminded me a lot of one of the future themed tracks in Diddy Kong Racing. I think it was the second racetrack in the space area that had loop-de-loops in it, and reminded me of that. And that pretty much reminds me of Diddy Kong Races as well then. But we got this little roller coaster we gotta ride here, but pay attention at the very end of this, because you can jump off the side of this thing, and you can jump down to that little platform you see that's right here, but if I do that, that's a huge sequence break, so I'm not going to. Simply because we would have missed this. Sonic Bowling. Kind of failed, but I still got the attack it apparently. Kind of weird how that works. You get rings depending on how many pins you knock down, and well, if you get a strike, you get so many rings. You only get one chance at it, so there's no real 2 turns, no way you can get a spare. You want to just be careful with your aim, and boom. That counts as a strike, mind you. Whenever you hear that fanfare play, that's counted as a strike, even though it didn't look like it. You get so many rings for doing so. Also, we got a merry-go-round there. You get some rings and a life down there if you really want that, but I don't really personally care that much for all that. If you hold down the jump button just like before, you shoot all the way to the top, but I'm not going to do that here because, once again, we'll be skipping a good chunk of the level, so I want to show off as much of this as I can. Doing that would feel very cheap for the Let's Play. Normal playthrough, probably would do it. Probably would. Not even going to be thinking about it, I would just do it. Wait a minute, is it? Yeah, there's a spring down there. What's over here, then? Is there anything over here? No? Okay. What's the point of the spring, then? What's the point of the spring? I'm sorry, I'm exploring here, because I did not ever really see that before, but what was the point of that spring? So I pretty much fell from the top section down to the bottom section here. I guess that kind of helps you guys see that, and there you go. Got here to where that little spring would have launched me up to. I think this is where the top segment would have led to if I didn't jump down. Yep, that's where I was before, over on that platform on the other side, so I was right on that one. I want to go down a little bit because extra life, always good to collect these lives when I can. You can actually spin dash right in the back here and pretty much skip this part, but once again, showing things off. You guys would not know that trails of rings were here by pressing these buttons. I don't know why I'm really doing this. I mean, this is not really worth showing off. I just felt like taking the long way for once. I usually never take this way, I always jump around, but this is one of the few times I'm not doing that. Before you beat the level, there's some ring capsules over here, and there you go. Some more rings. We're 6 short of another life, but oh well, I have plenty of lives as you guys already can tell. 24, that should be more than enough. I usually never die in this game. If I do, it's either because of a careless mistake, or because of a failed jump into a pit, and on the rare occasions, maybe because I got hit too many times and lost all my rings, but that's very rare.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Oh, shoot! I've lost Amy. I bet that robot hauled butt after her. I'd better catch her before it does.
But first, go-karts! Yay! I love doing this. Whenever I'm playing, I would always just step my way over to this Twinkle circuit here. And, yeah, I better go find Amy right away. But first, go-karts. Because why not? So, pretty much the same exact controls that we saw on the Twinkle Park level itself, but now we have pretty much a big race. And this little piece of music they're playing here, we'll be hearing throughout the game again, but they kind of loop it in the cutscenes, but here's like an actual full piece. Although it still kind of feels like a loop here. It's not. But they usually loop it in the cutscene, so it feels like a loop when you first hear this because of that. But yeah, this is pretty simple. Just beat the 3 laps and you get yourself another emblem. This is really all this is for, but I'm showing everything off that I can, so yeah. Just wanted to do this just because I'll commentate the last 2 laps, even though there's really no point to doing that now. And, oh, come on. Really? Actually, listening to this song now, it's actually a remix of Sonic's main theme in the game, It Doesn't Matter. You can never tell during the cutscenes, but if you insert the vocals here, you'll be able to see. Yeah, this is It Doesn't Matter. It's Sonic's main theme in the game. Makes sense because this is the first time you get to do it with Sonic. Although any character that has access to Twinkle Park, you can play this track with, so you can do that if you want, but I only need to do this once just for the sake of the Let's Play. And now whenever you hear the main chorus of the song, I'm thinking of the lyrics for It Doesn't Matter. So now I'm kind of getting sidetracked in my commentary because I'm thinking of the song. It's a pretty catchy remix of It Doesn't Matter, actually, and I can't believe I never noticed that before. After all these years of playing, I never noticed this was a remix of It Doesn't Matter. I can't believe it. You learn something new every day, I guess. I do believe if you collect 100 rings with this card, you do get an extra life, but I rarely ever do because I'm going with speed, not by rings. But I think this card maxes out like 99 rings for what I'll show you, but you can still collect more than just that. But there you go. That was that in a nutshell for you. And there's another emblem, so I think that counts as one of your sub-game emblems and not as one of the Station Square emblems, so you still have 2 more to get in the main hub. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's head back actually over to where we first met Amy, back over at the casino. Or, you know, get something like that dropped. Usually it's best to check wherever, you know, you think the character would be at first, but, you know, something like this dropping out of midair, it's probably important, so let's just sidetrack. Take the key over here, and there you go, ID check. You don't need this thing anymore, but I always like to take it with me, and until that door opens, it's a big invisible wall. It's kind of weird when you think about it, but yeah, it's an invisible wall. But I always like to take the key with me, just because I can. But right here, you can take the loop, or, you know, you can go ahead, jump on the top, and grab yourself a free electric shield. Also want to show this off really quick. If you jump to one of these two buildings on the side and run up to the top, mainly using your spin dash, you get yourself some extra lives up here, so that's pretty cool to show off. I never knew that these were here until I tried to sequence break this level more, and wouldn't you know it, those lives are right up there, so that's pretty dang cool. Never really knew that in the past, and that would have been pretty useful for live grinding. 2 free lives right in the very beginning. Now you could sit on this thing and wait for it to take you over, or better yet, just run the track. That's what I always do. I always run around on that track instead, it's just so much faster. And get to run on the walls here and get some speed shoes, that's very nice. Now, one thing I didn't note while we were in MO Coast, and I can note it here for Speed Highway as well, is that Speed Highway here was used in Sonic Generations. This was the level that they picked for the console versions of Generations. Emerald Coast was the level that they picked for the 3DS version of Generations, so that's pretty nice to know which levels were appeared in that game. So I'm kind of used to the Generations layout of this level a little bit, but after playing this game a little more for practice for the Let's Play, that kind of changed. And I'm more used to this layout now than the Generations layout. Which is a good thing, mind you, for this Let's Play, but yeah. They give you so many speed shoes here, so you actually don't really listen to the main theme of Speed Highway that much. Because we're coming into a transitional segment here, so they'll change the music. And, yeah, you don't really hear this main theme that much because of all the different speed shoe power-ups that you get. Kinda disappointing when you think about it. There we go. Grab the rocket before those police officers hit me. They kinda think we're like a criminal in this level, but in every single last other level, not really the case. And yet, in Sonic Adventure 2, they made that kinda into a plot. Where Sonic was portrayed as the villain, even though he was not. But here is only just for a level, so it's kind of pretty cool to note. And yeah, you can hit yourself on these poles, although you phase right through them. So there's no real consequence besides you don't really get free movements. It's just nice to note that if you hit a pole, you know, you can't really move for a while, but it doesn't really slow you down at all. At first, when I played this game, I thought it would, but nope, it doesn't. If you jump over here, you get yourself another extra life, so yeah, we're getting plenty of lives. There's a little shortcut that takes you right to the very end of that level here on the right that we just passed, but I'm skipping it just because I don't want to cheat the system that much. You get around the wall here, and guess what? More speed shoes up above, so yeah. This level is jam-packed with the speed shoes. It's ridiculous. They put so many speed shoes in this level, and they don't really need all those. Well, while I'm here, I want to show this. Come on, hit the bell. There you go. Hit the bell at a high enough speed, and it will shake, granting you some more rings, but there's little to no rings you can get from that, so don't really waste your time with those to grab a lot of rings. They only really give you 5, and that's not much at all. So, yeah, there you go. I think now with that, we'll go ahead and end the episode here. So, next time on Let's Play Sonic Adventure, we'll head back over to where we first met Amy next to the casino, and hopefully she's over there. So, with that all said, I'll see you guys next time.